The return of the Crusader Corner marks a day of firsts for the Belmont Abbey College Athletic Department. Men's women's bowling participated in the Conference Carolinas tournament in Gastonia for the first time. Men's baseball, they defeated UNC-Pembroke for the first time ever, and it was a historic end of the season for the wrestling team. All that and more coming up next on the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. Hi again, friends. Welcome back to the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. Voice of the Crusaders, Geoff Childs. It was a victorious and a celebratory weekend here at Belmont Abbey College. Saturday marked a first for BASN. Bowling at Liberty Lanes in Gastonia. In the double elimination tournament, women had a lead on number 1 seed Lincoln Memorial, but lost in the first game 4-3, followed by the end of their season in a 4-3 loss to number 2 seed Tusculum. The women were not deterred. They led 3-2 by winning in slim margins in both matches. Shout out to senior Sarah Kinke. That was her final match in an Abbey uniform. The men's bowling team also were at Liberty Lanes and picked up a thorough victory over number 3 seed Walsh before they bowed out to number 2 seed Emmanuel 4-2. It was an exciting match to call with the Crusaders knocking down 7 straight strikes in the opener. They beat Walsh with a 211-174 in Game 5 to clinch, but the Crusader season came to a close by falling to number 6 seed Kentucky Wesleyan on Saturday. What a season for Rich Gutzva's both teams there. In men's track, Luke Thierfelder won his 3rd javelin in 3 tries to start the weekend. The Crusaders finished second to host Montreat. Men's tennis, the men are 2-0 in Conference Carolinas play after a 6-1 victory over number 19 Barton. They swept in doubles and won 5 of 6 singles matches. They also blanked Chowan 7-0 in what turned out to be a fantastic weekend for Michael Salomon. Women's tennis also swept Chowan 7-0. Chris Anderson's baseball team continues to be one of the hottest teams on campus, slugging their way to a 12-5 opening series win over UNC-Pembroke. They scored 10 runs in the first 3 innings, backed by a 3-home-run inning from Cale Rame, Brennan Martin, and Sean Johnson. Jason White struck out 6 to earn his 6th win of the year. The lacrosse teams are back on track and winning well. Mackenzie Katarabek scored 6 times as the Crusaders pounced on the Bobcats 20-8. Molly Lehman-Lewis team is now 3-1 in Conference Carolinas play. Chris Barrett's lacrosse team, they've won 4 in a row after a tight victory on the road at Mount Olive. More importantly, they're undefeated in Conference Carolinas play. Bailey Williams had a hat trick, and the defense stifled the Trojans. Finally, men's volleyball went 1-1 on the weekend after dispatching with Barton 3-0. Senior Andrew Kohut hit .419 with 17 kills in the win. Coming up next, we'll have wrestling and their historic end of the season at the NCAA Championships. John Carayiannis and Mitch Dean join me after this. You're watching the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network.
They actually help with building the inner man of each student.
My coaches have been great. I've really transformed.
You get a sense of community. To be an athlete and to be involved in that has been a really fun experience.
Hi, and we're back here in the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. Voice of the Crusaders, Geoff Childs, and we're featuring our wrestlers today here onto the corner, and we're with newly minted All-American Mitch Dean. And Mitch, welcome to the corner. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about your performance at the NCAA Championships, a 4th-place finish. What was going through your mind during the match?
I was just excited to be there. It was my last NCAA tournament. I wanted to have fun, just let loose, and I think I did that.
You finished as an All-American, and this program has not had many All-Americans. That's a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, I think the program's doing well. We're on the come-up. Got my 3rd All-American this past year. Got a true freshman All-American in John. He'll be talking later, but we're really looking forward for the future.
And when you think about your individual accomplishment, put that in context of the program as a whole. Prior to this, you guys had only had 1 All-American, and now you have 3.
Yeah, so this past weekend was obviously very big. We doubled our All-Americans, and now we're looking to keep building on that for the future and I think we have a great freshman class. We have guys already here who are looking to do some damage, and I'm excited for the future.
I am as well for this program. Mitch, thank you for joining us. And when we come back, we'll have John Carayiannis. He's our next guest here on the corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. And we're back here with guest number 2 on the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. It's the voice of the Crusaders, Geoffrey Childs, and we're joined here by John Carayiannis. John, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
NCAA Championships this past weekend, an 8th place finish for you. What was the approach like?
The approach was just honestly just the same as any other tournament, any other match. Just treat it the same and go out there, have fun, and I do what I love, and that's just going out and wrestling and letting it fly. I was excited to be there. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was my first national tournament, so I was honored and grateful to have the opportunity to compete there. But being an All-American was a goal, and that I was happy to make that happen. So
I mentioned to Mitch, speaking with him a moment ago, about the All-Americans in this program, and prior to you guys, there had only been one. Now both of you named All-American. Put that honor in context for the program.
It's just a great feeling taking 2 All-Americans home from St. Louis. Me and Mitch have worked super hard for the past 2 years, and I've had him alongside as a great mentor. Him being a fifth-year senior and me being a redshirt freshman, it's kind of a cool duo to be working alongside him. And also Connor Weeks, who also came with us out to St. Louis as a national qualifier. He came up a little bit short, but it was really awesome just being out there competing alongside 2 of my best friends on the team. So
John Carayiannis joining us here on the Crusader Corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network. John, just pleasure to be with you today. Pleasure for you to make that accomplishment, and we really thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we will look ahead at the upcoming schedule here on campus. It's after this on the corner on the Belmont Abbey Sports Network.
Oh, this? I was playing catch a little too hard with the dog. He's got quite an arm. I've been through this before. It'll be better in a couple of days. Probably.
Visit one of Ortho Carolina's specialists right away by logging on to orthocarolina.com. Leave the waiting to this guy.
Come on, honey.
Ortho Carolina. You improved.
Welcome back to the Crusader Corner. Thanks to John Carayiannis and Mitch Dean, along with Ken Caudell, for joining us here on the corner today. And it's always the time now in the corner where we flip ahead and look at this week's upcoming schedule here at Belmont Abbey. Women's golf is at the Lady Bearcat Classic in Greenwood on Tuesday. The men are at St. Andrews Invite. And on Wednesday, women's lacrosse, they take on Barton at 7 p.m. On Thursday night, men's volleyball has a stretch of 3 matches in 4 when they take on Limestone at 7 p.m. And it's a busy day on Saturday, but whereas the Crusaders were at home earlier in the week, a lot of road games on Saturday. Men's tennis, they're hosting Southern Wesleyan at 1 p.m. Earlier in the day, the cheerleading team is on the road as well. Women's tennis is here at the Reedy Tennis Center to take on Southern Wesleyan at 1 p.m. Softball with a doubleheader on the road. They're at North Greenville starting at 1 o'clock. I'll be on the air with the acrobatics and tumbling team as they are finishing the season strong. They're hosting Converse on Saturday at 3 p.m. I'm on the air there at 2:45. And then baseball is on a road series. They're at Mount Olive for a 3-game series. Men's volleyball also on the road. They are at North Greenville. Well, that's going to do it for the Crusader Corner this week. It was a winning, successful, and historic weekend for Belmont Abbey Athletics. We hope you enjoyed our look back at everything that we recapitulated the Crusaders doing, and we'll do it again next week. Right here, same time, same place, same Belmont Abbey Sports Network. Have a great week, everyone, and raise the red.